Okay, I think we're back. Ooh. Ah, that was loud. Sorry about that, everybody. That was really loud. Okay, I think we're back. We back. All right, cool. I don't know what that was. I've never had that happen before. That was interesting. Okay. All right. We're just kind of waiting for the teams to do their actual draft. And I will take a look at the teams in just a second. All right, give me just a second here. Take care of something here real quick. While they're doing that. Let me go ahead and actually mute some of this stuff here real quick, so that it doesn't beep at me too much while we're doing stuff. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at the, while we're waiting for them, let's look at the teams real quick. So we have Team Paradox here on the left at first. Oh. Yeah, so I don't know how well you can see that. We've got Team. Oh, okay. We've got a few minutes of spectator delay, so we're fine. So for Team Paradox, we got Estok in the top lane at 4 cost. PDX Fusro at 5 cost in the jungle. I believe they have Trooper listed as their mid, but I believe JWM is subbing for them. So yes, he is. Yeah, he is. Okay. So he's their rostered sub, so he's playing for them, so that's fine. And then Jungle Nightmare. 7.5 points at ADC. My goodness, 7.5. Okay, and then SKO Kane. As a support, 6 points. And those two players were the two former top players for SKO back in the day. They're finally back to Beer League, so that's fun. And then for Team Los Gatos, we have Caress in the top lane at 4 points. We have Limit Test and LOL. A new player. The cap is 25.5, so they both cut it pretty close. Looks like you barely made it. 25.5. Yeah. Just limit Test and LOL. Both a new player to Beer League again, new to League in general. 6.5 points in the jungle. Then RYL Chaos at 7 points for mid lane. I actually have no idea who this is. He must be new. And then Waps, 4.5 points. People are familiar with Waps. He's been around. And then Hernandez Teaches moving to the support role at 2 points. So there you go. All right. And we just got about a minute and a half. Fusro has messaged me on Discord saying to let chat know that he's going for a 10 death power spike. So that should be interesting. just got about a minute for spectator delay. Only 10, right? You could do better than that, Fusro. You're a long-time player. You could do it. There's a bunch of players go for 10th power spike this game. You think it's going to be an incredibly bloody game, Eric? Multiple people dying 10 times? We'll see. Let's see it. All right. We'll go ahead and... Oh, that's not right. Pause the music here. We're about ready to go. Oh, I realized I still have the seeds on. Let me get rid of that real quick. How do I do that? Blue side record. Yeah, let me turn that off and turn that off. We'll deal with that later. Very 10th, I'll give a 10th of a sub. Damn. Very generous today. Orn goes 0-10, all sub. That's tough. TP Darius. Yeah, I know. I know. You do it to be a good teammate, but you didn't pick Darius to be a good teammate. You should just take your ghost and make it work, in my opinion. So you're already playing a selfish champion. You got to lean into it. I noticed that 2 members of PDX have actually changed their name to have PDX in their name. Not sure if that was RP well spent, but that's what they've decided to do. It's kind of taking a while to load in, which makes me wonder if we have a pause right at the beginning of the game. It wouldn't be Beer League without one, right? Free name change every few months, really? Interesting, I never knew that. No, fair enough. Unable to download spectator data. Well, that's a good start. Let's try that again. It wouldn't be Beer League without technical issues. Yeah, okay, I don't know what that was about. You missed the first minute of the game. Thankfully, nothing really seems to have happened. All right, and here we go. And Annie, I just now noticed it's Annie mid for RYLKS on a 7-point player. That's an interesting choice. They put such a high level player on Annie mid, but he must have really liked the pick, I guess. There's no Ian team, but there is one in Darius. Indeed, there is. It's a fantastic skin. Ooh, and Nami gets cheesed from the bush. She's gonna have to blow her flash. Level 1 in order to escape. You had 10 minutes when it was Annie mid. I was busy. Between having the stream crash and everything else. I didn't notice. It looks like Kane's going to go ahead and go for the early invade here. He is seen, though, so should be okay for PDX here. Good Darius voice line. Dude, that skin is so good. It just makes me wish the animations didn't feel weird, as all the voice lines are peak. That's just a base Darius voice line. That is definitely not true. I played enough Dungmaster Darius, I know. And another all-in coming in on the bot lane. But Nami takes a lot of damage, but she's fine. It is a great skin. I actually got that skin for free. Riot gave it to me. Just some random Rioter when it came out. They just were like, yeah, we're allowed to give them to people. So here you go. What's my problem with it? I don't know, the animations just feel kind of weird compared to his other skins. I don't know. And we appear to have a freeze here. Hopefully that will resolve itself. Come on, game. You feel kind of weird? Accurate. Okay. I didn't pause it, did I? No. No. They might have paused? Well, normally it would show something. I already had it not load in once. I'm worried we might just be sitting here missing the game. We'll give it another 30 seconds, maybe. The game isn't going? Yeah, no, I'm aware. Thank you. Yes, I am well aware. I don't know why it's not going. Yeah, I back up a little bit, and then does it just stop? Yeah, it just stops at 3 minutes. I'm watching the game by myself. There's been 3 kills. What the heck? Okay, I don't know what is up with this. Okay, do I try reload? I guess I just try exiting and reloading, right? Because this is very clearly frozen. Okay. Usually happens when there are pause. Yeah, sometimes it'll freeze for a little bit, but not usually for this long, and usually the pause thing would appear. Yeah, I'm tempted to just quit out and try to reload again. Yeah, I think we'll do that. It's been frozen for long enough. It's making me nervous. All right, let's try it again. We may have been ready for Beer League, but Riot wasn't, clearly. Leave and respect it, yeah. Yeah, here we go. Well, that's annoying. That's really annoying. Okay, I don't know what is up with the technical issues this game, but we sadly missed some action. About 3 minutes worth. That's a bummer. Looks like they finally finished that kill on Nami. They ganked and killed Ornn top lane. But they got a kill in return on a dive by Volibear, I would guess. But anyway, hopefully that doesn't happen again. About a 700 gold lead here for Team Paradox. Ooh, and poor Nami's getting engaged on again, and Nami is a rough champion to be playing against the Leona Tristana. They just have so much engage. And they're going to get her. Are they going to be able to get Waps as well? They are indeed, and that's a double kill for the Tristana. That's exactly what you're going for. And that's tough. Yeah. And that's going to be the, what is it, the feat of warfare for Team Paradox so far. And there comes a gank in the mid lane. And he opts to just not use her flash, which is probably a good idea. I don't think she was getting away. Yeah, great start for Team Paradox, up to a 2k gold lead. Ooh, and you need to not do that, my friend. He's going to go pick a fight with this Volibear. But he is far too weak to do that, so he's going to have to... I mean, he is going to have to back off here, right? Yeah, okay. Bustro's going to go ahead and grab this set of grubs over here. Looks like they got first dragon at some point, too, while we were gone, most likely. Yeah, they must have got that right before we got back in the game. Okay. And both early objectives. Some early kills. Great start for Team Paradox. Very interesting that Kane's actually behind in farm 2 with the Volibear. Thinking maybe trying a little bit too hard to invade. Still camps, but that's kind of a hard balance to get right, so I get it. Ooh, and Annie's going to go for the all-in here on Rise, but he ends up absorbing the damage just fine. Does Rise still get, like... Does Rise still get a shield if he, like, charges up a rune or something? Ooh! And then here comes the flash stun by Annie together with the flash engage by... Or the flash follow-up by... What am I saying? Kane. And they do get a kill there. Very nice. And yeah, he doesn't. Okay. I didn't think so. But fair enough. He's annoying enough to kill him without it. Leona's trying to get behind here, but they will know she's here because she's over that ward right there. What does Rise get from his runes? I'm actually not... Oh, hold on. Nice little all-in attempt here. Not quite able to get the dunk off, so Caress will live for now. All right, trying to read abilities. What does this do? Refresh these ability cooldown, charge a rune, max 2 runes. The target has flux on it, blah, 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 blah. Discharges all runes for the move speed. Okay, so is that all it does? Plus, the target has flux, it is consumed by it. Oh my god. Whatever, I can't be bothered to understand that. Oh my god. Yeah, they keep changing Rise. I can't remember what all he does. Oh, please don't freeze again. Well, we'll give it another 30 seconds, and then we might have to reload again, which is really annoying. What is happening? I've never had the game freeze multiple times in one game. Imagine running the league and having to subscribe to it to skip ads. True. Well, you're using Prime, bro. It's not that big a deal. All right. Well, it's clean. Oh, I was just about to give up and it unfroze. All right, Riot. And boy, we're taking advantage of his strong bot side here. Nice ward there to get that in there to see him do it at the jungle. Second dragon is coming up. They're going to go ahead and rotate over. Should be a pretty easy get for them, I think. I think they're a lot stronger at this point. Yeah. They got vision control and they're stronger. They're just going to get this for free. 21 viewers, very exciting. And that will be the feat of monster slaying. Ooh, nice engage on Nami here, and she's gonna go down. Yes? Yes, she will eventually go down. And nice job to immediately rotate behind him right as the dragon died so they can catch him out. And Kai'Sa wisely leaves the tower instead of getting dove and dying, which is a good call. They were 100. Volibear has ult. They were 100% would have dove him there if he stayed. And so that will be feats of strength over to Team Paradox, although they don't have any tier 2 boots yet. Admittedly, not a great start for Team Los Gatos, but you know they're kind of a scaling team. They just need to kind of hold out and hang in there. They should be fine. They do got that red king coming eventually. Caress on the Ornn, what is happening? Yeah, it's interesting that he's decided to be top lane this season. Playing Ornn. Oh my god, and it freezes again. Okay. We might have a problem. Oh my goodness. Well, we'll give it a minute, I guess, and hopefully it unfreezes again, but Mine froze here too, so maybe a pause. Okay, yeah, maybe. Or maybe the spectator client's broken. Wouldn't put it past Riot Games, TBH. If you keep panning over to Leona, you can keep hearing the recall sound. It's kind of funny. Beer League hype. Whoop whoop. You came at a good time. Right to watch this freeze. Oh, man. I'll give it another 30 seconds, and then if it still hasn't unfrozen, we'll reload, I guess. Is this what high eel looks like? Yeah, it's very frozen a lot. It's very cold. All right. I guess we're reloading again. Ugh. Cringe. Hopefully we don't miss too much again. I might restart the client after game one here because this is getting kind of silly. All right. And we load right back in. We missed about 2 or 3 more minutes of action. That's annoying, but what can you do? Looks like Tristana got some more kills in the interim. About a 3K gold lead here for them now. Ooh, they might look for a turn play here. They do have vision controlled. Can they get in, though? Ooh, and Limit Test is going to flash in on Tristana, but does not get the ult off in time, so she's able to get away. They are able to get the Leona at least, and Kanan has to be really close to transforming. Yeah, he unfortunately got blue form first, so he has to wait for his red form a little bit, but it can't be too much longer. Meanwhile, Fusro's gonna call his mid lane over. They're gonna move on to Riftfield here. What's up, Rihi? Welcome. And Los Gatos is going to go ahead and move in on Dragon here, but I think they're going to get forced off. Indeed they will, because everyone from Paradox is here, and they said, no, this is our Dragon. And I don't know if they can realistically contest this, maybe with a really good Ornn ulti, but they might be a little too afraid to try. They still don't have the transformed Kayn yet. Ooh, and Ornn gets stunned and can't do the second part of his ulti, so no big knockup. The fight's actually still going okay for them so far, though. They're actually ahead, even despite the Ornn ult not going off correctly. And now Team Paradox has to run, and Fusro gets stunned, and he's going to go down. And I think they should probably stop chasing here and just turn back and get the Dragon, and that is indeed what they will do, although there is no junglers left. And we'll go ahead and rewind and look at the play in just a second. So it'll come down to whoever has the best non-smite. And despite being 2v4, they're going to actually kind of force him back here. Ooh, and Annie's got another stun lined up. They're going to land it on Tristana, but they don't have the follow-up damage. And who's going to end up securing the Dragon? It will be Annie. Not quite sure how, but she does get it. And now Ryze is going to go down, and Tristana's going to go in, try to clean up the fort, but she ends up going down as well. Oh my goodness! And then Darius is TPing in, but they should be able to just run away from this. Well, maybe not. He's got speed boost. He's going to get behind Annie and Nami here. That was a wild overall play. All right. So we'll come back to that. Let's go ahead and see how this whole play went down, because this went on for a while. Okay. So Kayn's going in, and Ornn ults. But he gets stunned by the Leona ulti. He's not able to follow up. But big Nami wave hits all 5 members. That's what turned the fight. Okay. Gotcha. Avoiding the incoming Nami. We'll see it, don't you worry. And then we kind of force them off here, and then it comes down to whoever can secure Dragon. I'm not sure how Annie gets this. She must have. Oh, she just got it with a Q. Okay, fair enough. All right. She hit it last. Yeah, there you go. And she had Q up in time to get it. All right. And then we kind of see if they can pull the Great Escape on Darius here. And Annie kind of leaves Nami for dead here, which is probably the right call. Keep the Annie alive if you can help it. Ooh, a nice flash by Nami. She might actually no. Oop, that stun, is that gonna be enough to get Darius in range again? It's close. Nami stops to do the W, and that slows her down just enough for Darius to get in pole range, and Nami is indeed gonna go down. Yeah. But yeah, that was a great team fight by Team LG for sure. Even with the canceled Ornn ulti, they still came out ahead because of the 5-man Nami ult. That would have been probably a 5-man 5-0 wipe if that Ornn ult had hit. But great ult by Leona there to kind of blunt that engage. Yeah, great job. And they're coming in for a gank here on Caress. He might be fine here if he uses his W well. He actually should be okay. He is indeed. He shall live. Giving him some dancing. I respect it. I mean, ooh. Darius nearly gets the pull on Kai'Sa, but Kai'Sa does a great ulti to avoid it. Now she's in a great spot, and Kane's here, and they should be able to get him. And they do indeed. And now in the top lane, they're trying to go for the dive still, but Nami's here to help, and can they actually dive an Ornn? They do turn the... well, I guess the tower's dead, so they are going to get him. Yeah, Nami just has to bail. Yeah, dance a little too much. And Kane still does not have red form. He has to have it now. Yeah, he does. Okay, so next time he actually will have it. That will be huge. They are going to summon the Rift Herald in the top lane. That will be a tier 2 tower there. Even more gold for this Tristana. And then another dive here in the bot lane. Hold on. Back up just a little bit here. There. They do a bit of an early ulti on the Rise and doesn't actually have the stun. They get me to land the stun on him. They do indeed, and the Kane's going in, but Kane needs to pop his ulti. Oh no, he doesn't. He just decides not to use it. Okay. And they get a nice successful dive on the Rise. And yeah, I mean, LG's done a great job closing this game back. They're only down 1.5K now. They got a dragon. They caught up quite a bit. Kane will be red form now, which will be huge. Ooh, and they're going for the dive on Waps right away, and he is absolutely super duper dead. Kane is here fighting with the Volibear, but he is alone for the moment, so he needs to kind of stall this out a bit. Probably should turn and go for the Darius instead, but he's going to keep going for the Volibear and has to kind of bail, but now the rest of his team is on the way. Here comes the Ornn ulti, and they're just going to... ooh, unfortunately misses the Darius, but in the end it's not going to matter. Darius is going to go down. And they're going to go ahead and move right on to this Otacon, but PDX says not so fast. They're having Rise TPN, and Kai'Sa's on her way, but she's a ways out, so right now this is an even fight. Well, actually, no, it's not, because the Fusaro's not here. Never mind. This is a good spot here. I think you just hurry up and finish this, because their jungler's not here. So you got to just hurry up and finish this Otacon. I know you're afraid of them engaging, but you have a smite and they don't. You got to finish it, and there they do indeed finish it. Kane gets CC, doesn't able to ulti. Oh no, he didn't have ulti, so he ends up going down. Now the rest of them have to flee, but getting the Otacon there is big. To say, great recovery so far by Los Gatos. Early game went really, really poorly for them, and right now the game's still very competitive. So great job hanging in there. Yeah, they don't know Bali isn't there. That is a good point. They might have assumed he was there just hiding. That is a good point. And they're kind of going on the Orin there, but Orin is able to get a nice flash combo on the side and one-shots Astana. And Leona goes down as well, and now it's a rout as the rest of Los Gatos runs forward, and this Annie pick looking pretty good so far. Gotta say, I questioned the pick with a 7-point player on Annie, but so far he's making it look pretty good. You don't think giving up a kill is worth it for Otacon? I know Otacon isn't the best objective. I don't think it's that little. Like, I don't think it's worth that little, but ooh. And Kane's kind of getting caught out here, but he should be fine. He does have ulti, so he should be fine. He is indeed, and that's another kill on Darius. Yeah. And the gap, gold gap's pretty much completely closed. Only about a 400 gold lead now for Team Paradox. Bit of an interesting choice. He went for the Spear of Shojin first on Red Kane. You think you'd want Black Cleaver here against all these tanks, but apparently not. They are going to go on him. He doesn't have ulti, so they need to be careful. Now, Volibear's going off on the side. They're engaging on Ornn, but that's not who you want to use all your damage on, and he gets rooted again and can't use the second part of his ulti, so no engage. And now they're going on Kane. He's going to go down here. But now the rest of the team's going in. However, Annie's way too far forward in the front, and she just gets collapsed on. Her team kind of ditched her, to be honest.
Next time.
A little bit of miscommunication there by Los Gatos, I think. They might not have been able to save Annie anyway, but that definitely sealed her fate. She goes down. Now Paradox is going to move in. They're going to go ahead and try to take their third dragon here. They are going to contest, but they have no smite here, so I don't think they're going to be able to. They are going to get Rise, but Fusro here, he's the only jungler here. He should have smite should have it, and indeed he does. And now Darius is TP'd in as well. But they're still outnumbered, so they just got to have to buy time for Leona to get here. And this Kai'Sa actually does a lot of damage, and Volibear's going to go down. And Darius is going to go down as well. Having to walk into Rise, Darius seems a little cursed. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Someone needs to remind Team Paradox that these tier 3 boots that you can buy with the feats for 500 gold are very, very good. You want to get those pretty much ASAP. Great value for the money. And Paradox did get that dragon, but they are behind in gold now by 500. And the Baron has spawned. And so far, it's unfortunate with the freezes, but we've had a great first game of Beer League Season 12. Looking forward to see how it shakes out. I thought the tier 3 boots were bait back when they cost $750 and they weren't as good, but they buffed them and made them cheaper. So I think they're made them a lot cheaper, so I think they're good now. Unfortunately, misses the tier 3 ulti again. Not quite able to stun Rise and get him out of the thing, but they're going to go for it anyway. They are going to get him. Which is weird because normally everyone agrees with about everything in League. True. Nice rotation here by Paradox, realizing that Rise is caught out, and they're going to go ahead and just push side lanes. And I think, yeah, because I don't think you could do Baron with this much pressure on your base, but they might not have a choice. They might just have to go for it and hope they win the Smite War, and Fusro's there to try to steal. Yep. Make sure you hit that plant, brother. Get that plant out of the way. So he can't. Okay, come on. No, guys, you have to do it. You have to do the thing. Finish it. Come on. And Fusro's going to go in. It's going to come down to a 50-50 smite, and Kane does secure it, and that's going to be Baron over for Team Paradox. And now they're going to have to back to try to save their base. But they flipped it. They won the coin flip. They kind of had to take it. Honestly, still probably a great overall play for Team Paradox there. You know, you'll take, yeah, you're upset you didn't get the flip, but you got 2 inhib towers, you got an inhib. You're on soul point. That's going to make a big difference in that situation. So, and if you had managed to get the, I mean, that was a close smite. That was 100% a 50-50 smite. So, yeah, it wasn't worth it. I agree, Nunya, it wasn't worth it. But they were at the top. What they realized what was going on, they kind of had to go for it, right? Like they couldn't just back because Volibear would just stop them. So they had to go. They had to take the flip and hope they got it, which they did. So they made the best of the bad situation. Good job to whoever does the shot calling for Los Gatos, realizing that. They could have spread out. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think there's a good chance that they staggered back and then things get messy and then, you know, maybe... I'm fine with it, to be honest. I think what they did was okay. Oh, some fighting going over here. Kane kind of getting stun locked here, but he should be fine. He does have ult. He's going to ult the volley bear, which is the correct choice, although he's going to get pulled back into the team, which is not what you want. And he flash ults the Tristana, and she's going to get one shot and go down. There should only be one of every item in the shop for each team. That sounds horrible. That would be interesting, but that sounds horrible. Especially if I assume we're only counting completed items. You can't have like one longsword, right? That would be complete chaos. One longsword, one amp tome, one ruby crystal. It would have to be, because some items build out of multiple copies of regular items, so it would have to just be the completed items. Yeah. Dragon is coming up here pretty soon. And I don't like them sitting here as 3 in mid lane. I know you got Baron, but you don't want to leave yourself vulnerable to games on, although they should be able to catch out Darius here. Nice flash on the Darius, but I think he's still gonna... Ooh, very nice pull by Darius, interrupts the Kane Q. Okay, hold on. So they get Kane. He does well to stall, but they do end up getting him, and then a fight breaks out in mid lane at the same time. So let's go ahead and see that. And they realize the time is now when they're 2v1ing Darius in the bot lane, so the Leona flashes in and gets engaged. And Annie goes down, and Nami goes down, and they're just getting the resets, and Kaisa should end up going down here as well, and she will. Yeah, great job to stall by Darius, even though he goes down, and then great understanding the situation and immediately engaging for Team Paradox, and now they have a chance to end the game right here. I'm not sure they'll be able to end. I mean, they can turn the towers off with Volley Bear ulti, so they're gonna go for it. You just have to try to do as much damage as you can and stall. You can save one. If you can save one tower here, you're fine. And they're doing a great job stalling so far. And Kane stalling just a little bit. Oh, nope. And now they're backing off. They have to back off, get the health back a little bit, but I think that might be too much. And Paradox, no, not quite able to end yet. It's very, very close, but Darius is coming in. I don't think they'll be able to kill him fast enough to stop it from ending, and they will not. And that's going to be game 1 over to Team Paradox. Very unexpected ending. Was back and forth all the way, and then boom, ended just like that. Phenomenal play by SKO Kane on the Leona in the mid lane, realizing the situation and getting a great engage on to get 3v4 and then pushing to end the game off it. That was great. Well done to Team Paradox. Honestly, well done to both teams. It was just a really well done by Team Paradox there to take advantage of that opportunity and realize they could push to end. So good job to them. All right, we'll get started here for. Let me tell them I'm ready for game 2. Yeah, what a game. Okay, we got the game 2 draft here ready to go. Looks like the teams are going to go ahead and keep the bands here for game 2, or keep the size rather. And now I get to try out my new overlay. So let's try that. Boom. Now you can see my fancy new overlay, or you can see the Fearless bands from last game. I don't even, Nanya, I don't even mind the Baron call. I think just getting caught out, like, I think they were fine. Like, it was a good catch on Darius in the bot lane, but then they just got caught out mid because they were just too close. Honestly, I think they were in a good spot at that point, even with the inhib down. But yeah, it was just a phenomenal playmaking by the Leona, realizing the situation and getting a great pick. And like, if they don't kill all 3 of them there, they're not able to end. So they did a great job. What game is this? This is game 2. Unless you mean what video game, in which case it's League of Legends. And let me go ahead and add. Let me add the score here. So PDX is up 1-0. Thanks. Looks fun. Yeah. League of Legends is a lot of fun if you like suffering. Nah, we kid. We all like the game, more or less. You thought it was Raid Shadow Legends? I wish. I could get paid for promoting that. I don't like the game. But yes, you guys can see this fancy overlay created by Simon Amas to help me out. It's probably, I'm looking at it, it's probably very slightly too big, but it's fine. And you can see what champions were played last game. So we see the 10, and all of these champions are now ineligible for the rest of the series. And they will be grayed out in the draft wall as well for the teams, so they don't have to necessarily remember who all isn't available. Has anyone actually play Raid Shadow Legends? Does anyone else have a captain that abuses them? I do not abuse you, Eric. All right. Oh. Yeah, so I'm realizing now that I'm not abusing Eric and abusive captain. I don't. If anything, he's the abusive former captain. I gotta keep him in line. And I'm just realizing that the the new, what do you call it? The new overlay for Fearless makes the numbers appear in the wrong spot. Is it always like that? Hold on. Yeah, because the box needs to be moved up. All right. Crazy work. Nah, bro. Besides, all we've done is win so far. All the layers are now the same if they ain't broke. Is there a secret fourth jungler Fusro plays we might see in Fearless? That is actually a good question. We're not going to see it this game, though, because there comes the classic Udyr. No Udyr or a Mumu ban versus Fusro. I do know of a couple other things that he's been practicing, but I'm not going to give them away because that would be a breach of confidence. Hey, I play Leona mid too. It's fun. I enjoy it. So far, LG picking smart against the Udyr. They picked 2 champs that are great against it. I think all layers are now the same. Which layer is it? Yeah, because we stream, but I don't play it, which means I don't know. I can't really follow that, but that's okay. It's going to be the Jinx lock-in for Team PDX. Didn't take long for her to show up. In Beer League, which makes sense. You want range against this team so far. I like it. I wouldn't have minded Caitlyn either, but I think Jinx is fine. And then the Jinx sent a bot lane. Okay, interesting. Going for the double ADC picks. And LG says, all right, we'll pick engage. Immediately locks in Jarvan with no hesitation. Yeah, Senna bad. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it either, personally. I've never liked Senna support, but that's just a personal bias. Senna support is good. I disagree. Is it bad Soraka? Yeah. Well, AP Enchanter Senna support, I just dislike in general. I think it's just worse Soraka. AD support Senna, I don't like either, but at least it has the upside of scaling really well and doing like tons of range and damage. So I guess that's what they're hoping for. But you can have wrong opinions, it's fine. Thank you, Ree. I appreciate it. Yeah, me too. This caster sucks. And yet he's the only one you have. When that shit was Giga tier OP, that's true. I'm biased against it. I have too many bad experiences with Senna. Senna support, I don't like it. I'll W salary if you never eat into the mic on stream again. Fair enough. Too bad, though. I get hungry. These casts take forever. Look, all I know is that Senna heals people a lot, and she's really squishy, and she gets engaged on and gets one shot. That sounds like Soraka to me. And LG kind of going for the engage comp here. That Kali mid blind pick at the time. And it's going to be the Anivia pick for JWM. Not surprising there. Yes, Senna does have 800 attack range late game, which is why I like AD Senna support. Enchanter Senna does no damage. So 800 attack range barely means anything. That's why I don't like it. Let's see the Shen final lock-in for Team Paradox here. See what kind of counter pick LG's got for him. It does. Agree to disagree, Nanya. Agree to disagree. I do not care for it. Do not like it. Her passive gives her AD. Not enough. Also, does it give AD or doesn't it give crit and range? Does it give AD too? And Talia last pick for LG. That's an interesting choice. I'm not sure why exactly he picked that. They don't really have a lot of dashes. Maybe he just wants that to kite? Do Senna Souls really give AD? I know about and the lifesteal over the crit cap. I knew that part. But you usually have to build crit in order for that to come into effect unless it goes like insanely late game. But does it really give AD? I actually didn't even know that. I'm actually You got me curious now. Does it give AD? 7.75 AD per soul. Okay, yeah, it does. Current health damage. Yeah, okay. 0.75 attack damage. All right, interesting. I never knew that. Fair play. All right, fine. I don't play Senna. Leave me alone! I don't like her. I don't need to know the specifics to know that to think that she sucks. I don't like her. All she does is just get her ADC killed lane and then get one shot late game. That's it. I don't like her. And let's be real, most ADC player or most support players aren't good enough at playing AD carry to make Senna work. That's part of the reason I don't like her. Oh, I also had a normal game recently where I had to lane against a top lane Senna with flash barrier, and that shit was unplayable for me on Renekton. So I'm a little salty about that. Senna doesn't even play like an ADC. That is true, but she still has to auto attack and kite a lot. Do you trust your average support main to do that? I don't. Rip old Shen. Didn't he used to throw like a sword at you or something? Wasn't that like his cue? He just chucked the sword at you? Yeah, I remember that. I don't even remember what his W did back then. Was that I think that was just the shield, right? Now it's like part of the passive or something? I don't know. Oh, and I just realized that this is Taliyah's last pick for LG. That must mean that Akali's top lane, right? Akali's top lane against Shen. That could be interesting. Okay, Akali top, interesting choice. It's not a very tanky LG team. I don't like that. It's a very squishy team. So they're going to have to work hard to get picks with this team, I think. I mean, they have the chance to do it, but we shall see. You have a mode of silence for old Shen. Sure, 30 seconds, go. May he rest in peace, old Shen. GG. Who is on the Beer League official account at the moment anyway? Because I'm getting flamed by him, and I don't even know who it is. Normally I would guess Fusro, but he's playing in the game, so I know it's not him. Good chance it is Dakota. That's my second guess. Dakota kind of brings that flamey energy to him. So, dude, Aatrox rework wasn't even a rework. It was just replacing Aatrox with a new champion also called Aatrox. Nothing from the old one remains. The only thing that was left over was the revive, and they eventually took that out because it was too OP on new Aatrox. Feels bad. I will say, looking at both of these teams, I think this is kind of a bad team comp-a-thon. I really don't like either of these comps. So we'll see who could play their shitty comp better. All right, let's get into game 2 here. Here we go. Hopefully no freezes this time. S-Stock going for the Hail of Blades Ignite Shen top lane. He's an angry boy. Kind of miss Old Sejuani. Same. Old Sejuani did a lot of DPS. I enjoyed that. I remember Russian Iceborne Gauntlet and running bot lane and 1v2ing the enemy bot lane, but alas, can't do that anymore. All right, and here we go. You can, Eric, if you have like 10 kills and Heartsteel already. You can.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Mid jungle combo for LG is a little cursed. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't like the food. I don't like it for either team, to be honest. And like I said, I really don't like either comp, so this could be interesting.
Minions have spawned.
Interesting choice on the Ignite for Zyra. They want some kill pressure down in bot lane. Dig it. No defensive sum for them, though. They got Ghost and Ignite, so no heal, no barrier. Got to be a little careful. I do think that the Taliyah has a potential to look a lot better depending on how good at Taliyah Chaos is. So look forward to seeing that. The line between being a really good Taliyah and just an okay Taliyah makes a massive difference. Ooh. It's looking pretty good so far. He's already chunked out 60% of Anivia's HP. That early electrocute damage is not a joke. I'm so glad electrocute is good again. It was so bad for so long, and now it finally feels like a decent rune that you're not trolling yourself by taking. Early violence here by a stock, and he ignites right away, but Kali able to shroud and escape, though, so she should be fine. Junglers are starting on opposite sides here. I'm actually surprised that Jarvan's clear appears to be a little bit faster than Udyr's. The rest of the red phase just sucks. Yeah, the second row is basically worthless. The only good one is the one that gives you more sweeper charge. Makes your sweeper come out faster, which is nice, but you're going to have to work for it a lot. Rest of the rune's kind of dookie. Well, that's not true. The top row is good if you can use Sudden Impact. Sudden Impact is really good. If you can't, though, yeah, the top row kind of sucks. And the bottom row is just okay as well. I don't like Cheap Shot. I think it doesn't do enough damage for what it does. Like, I get it has a lower cooldown, but I'd rather just have the more upfront true damage from Sudden Impact, but you don't always have it. Does Taliyah's Q doesn't have does Taliyah's Q have a slow on it? Yeah, it does. Okay, so it will. Oh, only the worked ground version does. Okay, so you get a little extra poke with Cheap Shot, I guess. That's fair. Well, he would taste the blood anyway, so. Yeah, to be fair, if you're a champion that can keep proccing it repeatedly, every 4 seconds, I think it's good. But if you're like trading every 10 seconds or whatever, I'd much rather have Sudden Impact. Why does Shen have Cheap Shot? No, Shen, you fool! Shen, where's Sudden Impact, bro? You dash on them and then beat them up. Why do you have Cheap Shot? No! All right, enough blabbing about that. Stuff's actually starting to happen. Looks like we're going for an early gank here on the bot lane. Ooh, and that's... Ooh. Luckily, he gets snared just outside of tower range, so he should be okay. That was very dangerous, though. And Udyr also gets a gank off onto Leah and forces out her flash. Slows work. Cheap shot. You think cheap shot is better on Shen than sudden impact? Sudden impact does like way more damage. I mean, I guess if you keep slowing them, it's fine. But like in an all-in, you can proc it maybe 2 or 3 times. But I'd rather just have the upfront burst from sudden impact. But that's just my opinion. He said fine. Yeah, it's fine. If it's strictly worse than the alternative in the same row, it's not fine. It's just bad. That's the thing. Like, you take cheap shot if you can't proc sudden impact. So. Yeah, no first 5 minutes here. Still no first blood. Nobody's even really come close, to be honest. Big CS lead here for Chaos, though, on the Talia. I'm just here for Slamoria's takes on items and runes. True. Well, you're probably gonna... I like to flame Sunfire Cape, but I'm not gonna flame it this game because Shen actually does need to build it. So. Yeah, I don't know. I just really like sudden impact. It's super noticeable every time you do a dash and hit somebody. Like that extra 20-something true damage is just so good. Thoughts on Medjai's? Well, Medjai's Sway works a lot better if you don't immediately die after you get it. I'll give you that. I will grant you that. That is the risk of the Medjai's. You get your 10 Darksteel stacks, you buy Medjai's, you immediately die, and you have a worthless item. That does happen sometimes. I don't mind it as an item on Hwei, though, because you can... Oh, hold on. Akali's going for the all-in on Shen, but Udyr is here, but she should be just fine. She just has to bail. Yep. There you go. Hwei's pretty good to go once he has his first 2 items. He is, you know, like Torch and Liandry's. And any champion that goes those 2 items first can usually go Medjai's afterwards and not be losing much because they don't have like a 3rd item they critically need to rush. You know, some AP champs do, but burn champs typically don't. So if you're in a position to buy Medjai's at that point in the game, I recommend doing it. But anyways, first dragon over here to Los Gatos, Los Gators, LG. I don't know. Ooh. Nice little engage there by Shen. Nearly gets... Akali has to force out her teleport. Or force out her back. Talia coming up for the gank on Shen. This could be interesting. Ooh, probably rushed it a bit. I don't think she needed to play it quite that fast. I think she probably still gets him, though. She does indeed. Okay. First blood over to Talia. Well done. Nice rotation here by the team to let Akali know he was going top, and Akali comes and catches the wave. Very good. I think rotations like that, having good rotations, are going to be very, very key in Fearless this season. You win or lose games off of good rotations. And I expect it to be a lot better than usual because players are just there's a lot higher level across the board, so. And yeah, I think if Shen had held his flash longer, he probably could have lived that. But Jarvan's actually snuck in over the wall to get these grubs, and they have no idea he's here until now. And now he's trying to finish. He's got 2 already, but now the PDX is coming in. Nice Jarvan ulti, but now he's kind of in the middle of the danger zone. He has to EQ to escape. He should be able to get away. Now the rest of the team is here. Jarvan ends up escaping. And they're able to clean up the rest of the team here. They're going to go in. Akali doing work. They should get all of them. They do indeed. PDX is able to get one of the grubs, but still a fantastic play for Los Gatos. Very well played by Limites and Lol to kind of play at the outskirts, get the ult to trap him, and then get out without dying. Very well played by him. And yeah, we're up to a wow, you wouldn't think it just because of the low kills, but about almost 2.5k gold lead here for Los Gatos already. Especially in the mid lane. That's what you want. Ooh, a lot of damage coming in. And JWM, oh, he's got his ult down. He might win. Does he have enough damage to finish him off? Ooh, nice flash. That E should... Ooh, nope, not quite yet. He's almost there. Can Chaos finish him off? Yes, he does. He gets the egg, and now he's going to have to run. He doesn't have enough time to get the kill. But now how does he escape? He has to go to the thing, but he's going to get caught out here, I think. They don't see him. And they're just doing a good job buying time. And now the rest of Los Gatos is here to help him escape. Unfortunately, Jarvan kind of gets CC chained here and takes a ton of damage, and he's going to go down. I wouldn't back right there, but... Oh, God. He gets it away. Hey, lucky didn't have anything. And Jarvan gives his life, but it does get Chaos out of there. Now they might look for a dive here in the bot lane with their numbers advantage. And Akali says not so fast. She's going to TP in bot lane while Shen's away. Good TP, I like that. Prevent the dive. Now she's going to go right for the Akali. Ooh, nice ult shuriken combo there. Ooh, but misses the Q, and that's not going to get the kill now. Oh, no. And she's very unfortunate. I hate when that happens when I play Akali. You do so well, and you miss the Q at the end. And then what happened here in mid lane? Okay, hold on. So while this nonsense was happening, Chaos TP's back to mid lane and immediately flashes and all-ins the Anivia, and JWM trying his best to stall this out and potentially survive, and he's doing it. See, wow, that is a phenomenal escape. Well done to JWM, but in the end, Talia ult comes up and ends up getting him anyway. That's tough. JWM played that about as well as possible. But in the end, he still goes down. That's tough. That is tough. And yeah, I didn't notice it earlier, but Fetal Warfare over for Team PG, or LG, so, oh, hold on. So if they can get first tower, that means they get Feats of Strength, but here we go. Low health here in the bot lane. They're being SKO, or the PDX bot lane being kind of cheeky, hiding back here. Nice job. That's going to be a kill for the Jinx, and Zyra should go down here as well. Nice little cheeky play by them. They needed that. And that cut the gold lead pretty significantly, up to only about a 1k gold lead for Los Gatos now. So speaking of betting and channel points, do channel points even for Beer League even do anything, or is that just like for funsies? I don't think we actually have anything to do with them, right? Ooh. That was actually really good. Ooh. Okay, it doesn't quite kill him, but it does force him to back here, and that's really good because Dragon just spawned. You can buy a date with a caster. Nice. Yeah, you can use them for gambling. That's true. And you can gamble with them, but nothing else. Ooh, nice solo kill there on the Zyra. Went a little too far forward, trying to hold the lane. Great plays by JWM, kind of securing Dragon for his team here, I think. I don't think LG will try to contest this, but we'll see. Yeah, they don't really have a lot of item power spikes yet. The only complete item they have is Archangels, and obviously that's not a Seraph, so that will indeed be a free Dragon over for them. Ooh, and he should die for that, right? Oh, and Nivea, I feel like he probably could have caught him with the wall there, but maybe he just wasn't looking and ready to do it. Okay. Oh, and they're going to go ahead and catch out JWM here, and he will go down. Nice job realizing Nivea was kind of caught in between the wall and the tower. And they get Jarvan gets him, no problem. Well done. How are we doing in our first tower? Is anybody close? Basically just mid lane. Mid lane's almost down. Oh, hold on. And as usual, while I'm looking at stuff that doesn't matter, stuff's happening. So let me go ahead and rewind here. Sarah kind of gets caught out here by Senna. She's doing a great job dodging stuff. Dodges the snare, dodges the knockup from the ulti. The Jinx ulti misses, but in the end, they are going to get the kill. And now Jinx is excited, but Jarvan is here. And now the Chenelt's coming in, and that's going to save Senna. Now Talia's here, but she has a Udyr right on her ass, and that's not where you want to have your Udyr. And they just have to back off. Oh, and Estoc does a very aggressive flash over the wall, not quite able to do anything with it though. And taking a lot of damage here, but Udyr moves up to the front. But he might have moved up too far to the front. If they can get back on him, they might be able to get him. I mean, look. If you're going to put someone to play Senna support, it should be someone like SKO Kane, because SKO Kane is a really, really good player, right? And I know that they play Senna already because they played it before when they were in the Beer League last time. So I trust them. I'm just saying a lot of supports I would not trust to play Senna. But he did really well in that fight down there. He basically outplayed the hell out of that Zyra. So yeah. I mean, let me put it this way. Senna is like... Okay, hold on. There's a play breaking out here before I rant. Ooh, nice jukes by JWM to kind of avoid the CC here. Can they still finish him off? Do they have the damage? They do indeed have the damage to get the egg, but I don't think they're going to be able to actually get the kill. Well, actually, yes, they are, because they got the W up just in time to knock him into the stun field. Nice plays by Talia there. But Udyr is here. They are going to get the first tower, and that will secure feats of strength over for Los Gatos. Ooh, and Senna is way too far forward, and she's going to get caught on. You just have to ditch her here, I think. I mean, maybe you can throw out some abilities to get some damage up, but... And Talia's just kind of soloing. Yeah, see, Senna looked real good there. But they do eventually get... Well, Zyra's... Okay, hold it. There's a lot happening in this play. Let me back up a little bit, because this is wild. Okay. So... The PGT... Or the PGX bot lane comes in from behind, and they're able to kind of capture Zyra behind here. She's in a really bad spot, but Senna just gets solo killed on the side by Talia, and meanwhile, that buys enough time for Zyra's teammates to show up and help. Huge play for Los Gatos. I think PDX got a little too excited by the caught Zyra and ended up misplaying it really badly. And yeah, huge play for Los Gatos. And that's about a 4K gold lead for them now. Great job. Oh yeah, so my point that I was going to rant about. Oh, hold on. They're moving on. God, I want to rant. I want to pay attention to the game on a rant. Nah, they should be able to get Rift out here. Okay. So, the Senna support to me, especially AD Senna support, is like the Nidalee of supports, which is to say it can be really, really good if you have someone really good on it who knows what they're doing and has it practiced and stuff. But would I trust a random jungle player to play Nidalee? No. No, I do not. That's how I feel about Senna, AD Senna support. And Kali looking for a solo kill here. I do really like that she went Liandry's Torment first, because she has some big HP stacking boys to get through. Will we be able to get away from the Udyr here? Doesn't have any cooldowns left. And the Udyr damage comes in. No, he will not, in fact, get away from the Udyr. All right, third dragon's coming up here pretty soon. About a 3K gold lead now for Los Gatos. They are going to go ahead and get top tower here while this is happening. They probably kept the Concede Dragon because of this, but they might decide that that's worth it. Ooh, Senekon getting bopped again, and now she's getting flanked. Are they going to be able to get in? Ooh, the Senna Shroud saving him from the Jarvan ulti because she can't target him. Jinx is, however, going to end up going down. And then what else happened? Okay, I guess it was just that. Okay, fair play. Should be a free dragon over here for Los Gatos. Taliyah kind of in a bad spot, but she does have flash if she needs it, so she does indeed. Jarvan's going to come in. Nice CC. Oh, no! He ends up trapping Taliyah in the circle. That probably got him killed. That's really unfortunate. Ooh, and the Sentinel comes in and snipes the Zyra, the little Zyra. That was really unfortunate. I know you wanted to help with the over the wall with the Jarvan ulti, but I think he popped it just a little too soon. Didn't give Taliyah enough time to get out of the circle and ends up killing him. That's very unfortunate. Yeah, I do think this this Taliyah build is interesting. Are you supposed to go double mana items on Taliyah? That's very interesting. I know she's a bit mana hungry, but I don't know if you need both of them. Ooh. And the TP does come in, but it walks right into the traps. Now she's in a really bad spot. But the team is coming in. Zyra does a good job tanking the Jinx ulti to buy a little bit more time. But now Senna's is up on the front. She will go down. And now Jarvan's here in the middle trying to finish somebody off, but now he's caught by the Udyr, and he's gonna get Udyr'd to death. Does he escape? And he barely gets away. Okay. And meanwhile, Shen solo kills Akali over here somehow. They must have fought at some point. Let's see what happens. Yeah, he ends up getting taunting her under tower, and then she just stays way too long with no HP. Takes another tower shot. Yep, that'll do it. And, ooh, Estok tries the flash taunt. Just barely misses it, but in the end, got him close enough. He would have skipped it early. This game still need Void early. Yeah. You can go double mana mid late if one is Seraphs. That is true. And yeah, despite all that chaos, PDX is going to be the one that ends up getting this dragon instead. Close the gold gap too. Only about a 1.5K gold lead for LG now. You can go double mana mid lane. I mean, Pyroan would know. He does play Taliyah, so he would know. Okay. And the Otacon is up. I think Jarvan needs to start getting MR. He needs it to survive this Udyr and this they got a lot of kind of magic burny damage on their team, so he needs to start. Oh, okay, there you go. He is starting to work on it. So I assume that's going to be for a Kenic Rookern, which is probably the right call in my opinion. You really want that upfront. That upfront shield is really nice on engaged champs. Like Jarvan. Both teams just kind of jockeying for position here. Shen just to keep pushing out top, wait for a good ult timing. Ooh, and SKO Kane. Ooh, he's so vulnerable right now, but they just... Oh, they do see him. Okay. Ooh, I would have used the plant. I don't know if you're going to be able to get away from that. And now they have to help Jarvan escape here, and Akali's going to go ahead and TP, but Jarvan's taking a lot of damage, but a lot of damage coming back in return. Double knocker for the Zyra ulti. And now Akali's here, but she can't quite get in. She needs to ult in and get it on somebody. And Waps is all the way in the back. I'm not sure what he took so much damage from, but he's really scared. Ooh, I think you gotta take that. You gotta take that shuriken, buddy. You gotta get in there. Okay, they're kind of just getting pushed out. And Shen doesn't even ult, he just walks down. And PDX is gonna go ahead and move it on the Otacon, but I don't like it with how many enemies are still around. This is a dangerous objective to just take in the enemy's face because you get your armor and MR reduced. I think they're just gonna get it. Maybe Jarvan can steal? Nope, Udyr does secure it, and now, yep, LG is deep in there, and they're gonna go down. Nice smite by Fusro there to secure the Otacon. I don't mind the attempt by Jarvan to try to steal it. Ooh, PDX actually goes forward too far and gets kind of caught out, and they're all gonna go down here. Almost certainly, right? That wall ended up actually hurting as much as it helped, unfortunately. And yeah, they're actually gonna, both the low health guys are gonna escape thanks to that Shen ulti. And the Taliyah ult probably staying up a bit too long. I think he jumped off on the wrong side of the wall, and he ended up not being able to follow up. Don't worry, guys. Sivir's almost there. She just needs another 3 full items, and then she'll be ready to go. Really not what you're looking for in terms of farm if you're going to pick Sivir. If you can't get close to perfect farm on... you can't get close to perfect CS on Sivir, you should probably pick a different champion. You really need that gold income. But it is really good utility for the team, though, so I still like the pick, even if the farm isn't the best. I played 2 rounds of disc golf today and didn't throw this hard once. That's funny. I love it. And Baron is about to come up here, as is 4th Dragon. What is the flower differential, just out of curiosity? So 16 ahead, that's not a huge difference. Both teams kind of jacking the position here. No teleport for the Akali, so Shen will have first rotation on this. I actually don't like her being top in this situation unless you can find a way to follow Shen ulti. Oop, not quite able to catch out Udyr, able to escape thanks to all of his move speed from Deadman's Plate. A lot of damage coming out here. Lots of poking. Olivia nowhere nearby, so PDX kind of has to back off for the time being. Here she comes now. Yeah, she can EMF-ER. I know, it's just hard. It might not be possible to fully set that up, but she's gonna just try to try to all in him here, but he says no. He's a tank. He wins that 1v1. And Jarvan actually gets kind of get caught here, but he ends up getting a double ulti on the backline, but unfortunately his team is too far away to actually follow up. Thankfully, he is incredibly tanky, and he's able to stall long enough to EQ out. And now Taliyah's here on the side. What wouldn't be wanting Jinx? Jinx is able to flash over the wall and barely escape, and now Udyr is on the backline. He has no one feeling him. They need to... Jarvan needs to get in there and help his backline, keep these he's taking melee champs off of him so he can keep doing damage. He's trying his best. Does eventually take down Senna, a very good champ. And Taliyah just doing absolute chaos here on the side. Yeah, okay, fair play. And Akali is now here full health. No ulti though. Does have flash, maybe you can get in on something here. Ooh, gets the flash from Anivia. Unfortunately, the Akali E misses, not able to follow up. They should go and get the dragon now, though. Yeah, very well played by LG to play that while outnumbered and kind of stalling it out. That play looked really bad when Jarvan had to go in and just hang out in his ulti with no one to help him, but in the end, he was very tanky. He stalled. They are going to get this dragon. And the gold leads back up to 3K for them again. Yeah, all right. Very well done. It looks like Taliyah is going the Crit Bloom instead of Void Staff, which is interesting. Do you really need Crit Bloom when you already have that much ability haste? I don't know. I don't like Crit Bloom anymore, to be honest. Unless you really need the ability haste, but most champs don't. You know, do you really need that extra 20 or whatever? But, ooh. Cass is going in pretty deep here. Luckily does not get caught by the traps. I still think PDX wins this. I mean, maybe. It's a very close game, and ooh, Chaos actually gets, hold on. I was busy reading chat. What happens over here? Does he kind of go crazy? I think he does. He's flanking, he's flanking. Does he get hit by a, oh yeah, he gets hit by, does nice damage on the Senna, but does get hit by the Senna snare, and that's enough for Udyr to flash over the wall and finish him off. Akali's here, and he is able to finish off. Ooh, is able to finish off the Senna, but dies for it in response. We might look at a potential Baron play here. They're only up 1, but they got great DPS. They're gonna go for it. Name another support who could hit a CC and kill Talia. I can think of a few. Shen doing a good job running interference, not letting Jarvan get anywhere near this pit. Very good job by him, and PDX is indeed going to get the Baron, and now they just have to try to run. And can PDX pick up any more? Does not look like it. Yeah. Yeah. Chaos getting a little too overeager trying to make plays as I'm getting caught out. Very unfortunate for PDX here, and now the gold lead is once again even. Udyr does going to get caught out here. Can they finish him off? They can indeed. Oh, but they're going to go a nice ulti on the Anivia here, and he's going to get caught out as well. And that's going to be the egg, so that's worth extra. She is fried. There you go. That's 2 Barons off the board right there. They're going for another pick here on the Senna. They do have the Jarvan ulti. They didn't use it on the Anivia, so she should be very, very dead. I don't even think he's going to even use the ulti. He will not. Man, Senna looking real good right about there. Pushing the side lane. Gets caught out by the Jarvan. Looking pretty good. And full disclosure, and if SKO Kane ends up watching back this cast, none of this flame is on you as a player. I know you're a very good player. This is Senna slander, not SKO Kane slander. Just making that clear. I do not like Senna. Chad, is it the champion's fault if the player misplays? It depends on it depends on if you like or dislike the champion. If you dislike it, yes, it is the champion's fault. Let's put it this way: if you have a Yasuo on your team and he does something really stupid and dies, are you blaming the champion or are you blaming the player? You're blaming both, because Yasuo players are stupid. Hey now, not 2 million, it's only 1.3 million, sir. It's only 1.3 million mastery points on Yasuo. Don't appreciate the slander. Ooh. Does Leah get caught out here again? Nope, she's able to get out in time there. Ooh. And then they force out Udyr's flash here, and now the Shen is here as well. People are kind of caught at weird angles here. And I don't like Talia being here all by herself on the side. That just leaves her too vulnerable to getting run down. Now Akali's here. She can look for something. Ooh, the Senna E is down. That's actually big. That makes her a lot more vulnerable. Now Jarvan's going in! And Akali's going in! And now the rest of the team is going in. And Akali's there, but she has to bail because she's taking way too much AoE damage. And now Shen is in the front. Are they going to be able to finish him off? No! Akali goes back in, but she ends up going down. And now PG has to run. Or LG has to run. Oh, the Jinx ult just barely misses. It's worth 3 points, but not any kills. And now Jinx is going crazy, and this is why you pick Jinx in Beer League. She kills everybody. And that's going to be an ace. That's going to be an ace for Team PDX and probably almost certainly an end here as well. Yeah, the fight was looking good there for LG at the start, but once that first reset happens, you're kind of in panic mode, and that's it. And yeah, I agree. Talia, they're relying way too much on Talia for damage. I agree with that. So that's tough. But yeah, well done to Team PDX. They are the first winners of the first series here, 2-0. It was a very competitive series despite being a 2-0, so I expect Los Gatos to bounce back. But yeah, great series. I mean, yeah, if you see the damage, I mean, Talia did massive amounts of damage. So yeah, there you go. Well played to both teams. It was fun to cast. A little disappointed it wasn't a game 3, but you know, PDX isn't going to throw game 2 just to give me a game 3. They're just not that much of a team player. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, that's it for the cast tonight. I will be casting again tomorrow. It will be the last. I think it's BW versus AK, the regular Beer League teams tomorrow. So we'll get to see some non-fearless action. So look forward to that. And thanks for watching, everybody. And we'll see you guys next time.